Hello, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process on how to build this amazing sales dashboard in Microsoft Excel. So by the end of this video, you will be able to develop this amazing sales performance dashboard on your own. So right now, let us see what is happening on the dashboard. So when you come here, we are representing our total sales and then the total cost by each year. So we have 2014 through to 2017. So this is what is happening. So by just looking on the chart, it will be very difficult for you to uh, understand what is happening, right? So when you click on the recommendation here, right, when you click on this one, you get a drop down saying sales and cost are both increasing steadily. However, the sales growth rate, that is what 16%, is higher than the cost rate, leading to what improved profitability. So what we are saying is that yes, sales is growing, but then it is growing what steadily. So whilst sales is growing, our total cost is also what's growing. So if this is the case, we are recommending to management that management should continue scaling sales efforts, right? Whilst monitoring cost efficiency to maximize margin. So whatever that management is doing to increase our sales, they should, focus on that one and then see if they can or they will be able to add another, or extra things to the programs or the advertisement or whatever that they are doing to increase the sales. But then we are also cautioning them, or we are also making it clear to them that okay, whilst focusing on the sales, we should also pay attention to our cost, because whilst our revenue is growing, our total cost is also what's growing, right? So we shouldn't only pay attention to the sales, or rather we should also pay attention to what the cost, so that we will get a balance between the two. So when you click here, you will see that the uh, recommendation and then the explanation will be hidden, right? Perfect. So that is what is happening here. So we have our slices. We have our slices here. We have our slices here. Perfect. So when you come here, management wants to know the day that they are making more profits, right? Management wants to know the day that they are making more profit. So from Sunday to Saturday, which of the days are they making more sales, right? So when you check here, we are representing, or we've highlighted 2 days, right? We are saying that we recorded the highest sales from the two highlighted days. So it is representing what 41%. So when you click on a different filter, you see the days will be what changing, right? The days will be changing. Perfect. And then when you come here to, we are trying to show management the total sales by what product subcategory. So we have about 20 subcategories in our data, in our raw data. So here we are only showing five at a glance, right? We are only showing five at a glance. So if management or whoever is using the dashboard wants to get more, insight about the remaining uh, categories, subcategories, they can just click on the button here. They can just click on the button here, and then they will be able to, get more insights about the data, right, or about the subcategory uh, products. Perfect. And then we can also filter our dashboard by what the year. So you see 2016, this is what 2017, this is 2014. And then we can also filter by what month. So in 2016 June, this is what is happening, right? In 2016 September, this is what is happening, right? Perfect. So this dashboard is very, very dynamic. It is very, very dynamic. So assuming you are done with your analysis and then you want to clear all the filters, you just have to click on clear filters, and then all the filters that you have selected will be cleared. Do you see that? Yes. So this is the dashboard that we are going to go through together. I believe that by the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to uh, understand how to use Microsoft Excel to solve a real world problem. So I'll leave the data set or the raw data that we used in this tutorial in the comment section or in the description area. So just download the data. It is free, 100% free. Download the data so that we will go through this process together. So kindly go ahead and watch the first and second video before you move to this third and final part, right? Perfect. All right, so in this section, what management requires from us is to calculate or find the total sales by the day of the week and then also highlight the top two sales during the day. All right, so obviously what we are going to do is go to the analysis sheet, and then these are all the analysis we've made so far. So if you are wondering how we did it, kindly go to the first and then second video. I'll leave a link to the first and then the second video in the description or in the comment section. Kindly do well to check that. All right, so let's copy the previous pivot table. Control C to copy. Let's come here. Then let's paste it here. Perfect. So now what I normally do is I differentiate the previous one from what the new one. So this is what I do to differentiate, to say that okay, this place is different from this place. All right. So now what we want is what the total sales by what the weekday or the day of what the week. Perfect. So now we don't want to see the years, right? We don't want to see the years and then the cost. So what we can do, whilst the pivot table is selected, you make sure you come to the pivot table fields. If you are not seeing it, select the pivot table, right click and then select. This one will be what show field list. So now it is here, that's why it's showing hide. Perfect. So now let's remove the total cost and then let's remove the year. So now we are going to break the total sales down by what? The day name. So if you are wondering how we got the day name, as I said, kindly watch the first and then the second video. We covered everything there extensively. All right, so now we have our day name or the day of the week and then what the total sales for the various days. Now let me scroll to this part. All right, so now what management wants us to do is what to highlight the top two sales. Now, how can we do that? So we could just go ahead and then highlight or represent this on the chart, right? But because management wants to get the top two sales, we have to just come here, right? Just come here, right? One and then two here. Now, what we want to do is what to return the top two sales from these numbers, right? From these numbers here, right? So what we can do is first of all, let's bring our formula bar back here, and then we are going to use the large function, right? The large function requires two arguments. So the array and what the position. So this is the array that we want. Now because you are going to copy down, let us log the these numbers, right? Let's log it. Then comma two. Sorry, select this comma, and then what position do you want to return? What position do you want to return? So we want to return the first position or the first highest, sales. So like, close it and then hit enter. So now let's copy it down. Then we have gotten the first two or the top two sales during the week. So what we can do is just come here. Let's copy the format. Come to home and then click on what the format paint. Then drag it like this. Perfect. So we have the top two sales from this, sales. Now I want to, because management wants us to highlight the top two sales. I want to add another column here that will contain or that will show the top two sales, right? Perfect. So what we can do is we could just come here, find okay, this is the top one. Come here and then highlight and then hit enter. Did you get it? But then when you do it like this, it will not make your dashboard dynamic. So in the future, when we insert a slicer and then we are filtering, right? We are filtering the top sales, the first or the highest sale might not be this one, right? It could maybe shift to Sunday. So whilst we are referencing this here, when the top sales shift to Sunday or any of the days, you see your cell will always reference this place, right? So it is not ideal to do it like this. What I'm going to do is first of all extract the data from what the pivot table. So I will select this place and then equal to reference this and then hit enter. So copy it like this and then like that. Do you see that? So we have the same thing here, right? You have the same thing here. So select this and then Control B to bold it. Now I want to copy the format to this numbers, right? To these numbers. So select any number, go to home, and then click on what? The format painter. So once the format painter is selected, just drag it like this here. Perfect. So now we have the days and what? The total sales. Now I'm going to insert another column here, and then I will name it what? Highlight, and then enter. So I'm going to bold this one too. So now before that, let me extend this one to this place. Don't worry, you understand why I'm doing this. All right, so now here I'm going to use the if function, right? I'm going to use the if function. Now, sorry, the ifs function, because you have what? Multiple conditions, right? You could also use the nested if. You'll be good to go. All right, so equal to ifs. And then what is the first logical test? Now, the first logical test is we are saying Excel check if the number in this cell is equal to the number in this cell. And because we are going to copy it down, we want this to be moving down, right? We don't want this to be moving down. So whilst this is selected, hit F4, right? And then comma. So now we are on what? The value if true. Now, what is the value if true? So if this number here is equal to the number here, we want Excel to return the number here, right? So comma. Logical test 2, the same thing. If the number in this cell is equal to the number in this cell, then F4 to lock this one. Then if it is true, then or if yes, if it is true, then Excel, we want you to return the number here. So now we are done. Let's close it and hit enter. Now we are getting NE. You'll be wondering, so are we wrong? No, we are not wrong. Now let's copy it down and then let me show you something. Do you see it? First of all, let me bring this one here. I didn't want the formula to or the function to cover these things. That's why I extended it. Now we are getting NA here. Are we wrong? No, we are not wrong. So we didn't tell Excel that in the case where you hit an error, we want you to return this. So Excel in its right senses know that okay, we are getting an error, so it is saying NA, meaning there's nothing here. So now before that, let's copy the format once more and then paste it here. Perfect. So now we have this. So now the reason why we have these numbers here is that the number in this cell is equal to the number here, right? That's why it is returning the number in this cell. Now the number in this cell is equal to the number in this cell. That's why it is returning this number here, right? Perfect. So what we can do is to what? What we can do to get rid of the NA, right, is what? To select the first one and then wrap our formula, sorry, our function in what? Another function called what? If error. So if error. So now all these are function becomes what? The value, right? Because the if error function requires two arguments, the value and then the value if error. So all these function, right, in the ifs function becomes what? The value. So we can introduce our comma, then value if error. So now Excel is saying that okay, in a case where you hit an error, what do you want to return? I want to return blank, right? So to get the blank, just introduce your double quotes here. So the opening and then the closing double quotes and then close the bracket, right? Close the bracket. Perfect. So that is that. Let me extend it here so that you see what I'm trying to do. So this is the formula, the function, right? Perfect. So when you hit enter, you see this is gone, right? This is gone. So let's drag it here. And we only have what? The numbers that met the condition, right? Perfect. So now we can just go ahead and then insert our chart, right? So in inserting the chart, don't select everything like this. First of all, select the day name and then the total sales first, right? Go to insert and insert the 2D column chart here. Perfect. Now let's format the chart. Select the total sales, hit your delete key, the number, delete it, the grid lines, delete it. Perfect. So now this is what we are having. This is what we are having. Sorry. Nicely done here. Perfect. So now, how can we then add this column to our chart? How can we then add this column to our chart? So what we can do is what? Select the chart. Make sure the chart is selected like this. Right click and then go to select data, right? Select data. So we click on select data. You'll be presented with what? The select data source. Don't do anything here, right? Well, the only thing we are going to do is what? Click on what? Add. So when you click on add, you will get what? The edit series here. Now, before that, let me exit and show you something here. Don't select it, right? Don't select this one. Select the chart, right? Right click, then you go to select data. So when you click on select data, click on add, and then the you will get the edit series. Pane here. So the series name is what? Highlight. The series name is what? Highlight. And then when you come to the series value, clear everything here, right? Make sure everything is cleared, else you are going to get an error. Clear everything here and then select from this part up to this part, right? Then hit OK. So hit OK again. Now you've been able to add this highlight column to our data. Do you see it? Perfect. Now, you'll be wondering, or you'll be asking yourself, what the hell is going on here? Why are we getting two bars on Monday and then Friday? The reason is that we added the highlight column here. So what we can do to, correct that is just select the bars, right? Select the bars, not the chart, the bar. Control 1. So you'll be presented with the format data series here. Now you see the series overlap, right? The series overlap. Make sure it is what? 100%. Now it is minus 27%. Make sure it is what? 100%. And then it will be overlapped. Perfect. Now this one, the gap width is 219. Let's make it 100%. Perfect. We have what? The bars that we want. So this is what we want to get, right? So select the chart, Control X to cut it. Let's come to our dashboard. Select this shape and then duplicate. So let's hide the formula bar and then let's bring the chart or the shape here. Perfect. Now let's extend it to this part. Perfect. Now this is what we want to do. So now let's bring our chart, Control V to paste the chart here. Let's bring it here and now we can extend it. Right, perfect. Can bring it to the top. All right, so Control 1 again. So now under the fill, select no fill, and then under the border, select no border. Right. So this is our chart. It looks very nice. So now let's control the colors. So select the first bar, that's the blue one, Control 1 again, then come to the paint bucket here. See the blue one is selected. So click on the color and then select this one. If you want to know the color that we are using, come to more colors and then use the red is what? 33, the green is 158, the blue is 188. If you also want to use the hex code, the code is hash 219 EBC, hash 219 EBC, and OK to get the blue color. Now let's select the orange color here, come to the format bucket, select the color and then select this one. If you also want to do the code for this color, it is come to the custom here. It is the red is 251, green is 133, and then the blue is 0. So if you want to use the hex code, the code is hash FB8500, hash FB8500, and then hit OK, and then you'll be good to go. So now this is what we have right now. So whenever you are building a dashboard, you make sure you use a consistent color, right? Use a consistent color to make the dashboard you look professional. Now let's bring our data labels. So select the or click on the plus icon here and then click on what? Or select data labels. So this is our data labels. Now let's select and then delete the sorry about that. Select the first one, hit the delete key, select it again, select it twice, and then you'll be good to go. Perfect. So this is what you've gotten so far, right? So let's duplicate the title here. Let's duplicate it bring it here so that this will explain what we are doing, right? So let's delete and then see total sales by weekday or day of what the week. Perfect. Now we are not done yet. We are not done yet. We want to get something here that will explain to management what is happening on the chart, right? What is happening on the chart. So as management is requiring from us, they want us to what? Highlight the top two sales. We have highlighted it. So we want to also tell management that okay, the top two sales that has been highlighted here represent maybe 10% of what, or collectively amounted to maybe 10% or 20% or 50% of what the total sales here. Right. So what we can do here is come to this analysis sheet. So this sheet is going to be your back end, right? All the rough work will be done here. So select any part here. So what we are going to do is we are going to get the percentage of the total sales, sorry, of the top two sales, right? So what we can do, select any part here. So equal to sum. Then the sum is going to be the sum of the top two sales. Close the bracket divided by what? The sum of what? All the sales, right? And then close it and hit enter. So now we have 0.37 and then some decimals. So what we can do is control one. Whilst this number is selected, control one, select the percentage. And we don't want to see any decimal number here, right? So equal to, so now we are seeing 37%, right? So it means these top two sales represent 37% of what, all the total sales here, right? Perfect. So what we can do is bring some labels, Control D to duplicate this one, bring it here so that we can explain to management what is happening on our chart. So double click, then we can see we recorded the highest sales. Let's drag it here. We can duplicate it once more, bring it here, and then see, bring it to the down part here, and double click and see we recorded the highest sales in the two highlighted days like this, right? So whoever takes the dashboard, whoever comes to the dashboard will know what is happening here. Now let's bring our percentage, right? Let's go and bring our percentage. So to do that, let's duplicate this percentage. Let's position it here, and then let's bring our formula bar, and we can type, or we can go and then reference the percentage there. So whilst this percentage is selected, clear everything and hit equal to, come to the analysis sheet and reference this and hit OK. So now the 37% is here. Now let's format or copy this format. So select this chart, sorry, this percentage, come to home, click on the format painter and then use it to paste it here. Perfect. So now we are seeing we recorded the highest sales in the two highlighted days, representing what, 37%. So whoever come to the data or dashboard will know what is really happening here, right? Now let's see if our chart, if our slicer is connected to this chart so that we can filter and see what is happening. So select the slicer or filter, go to slicer, then go to report connections. So everything is selected here, right? So it means we are good to go. So if it is not selected, make sure you select it. Then hit OK. Let's see if this is also connected. So report connection. And then see this one too is connected. Everything is connected, right? So if it is not connected like this, make sure you connect it like this. Hit OK. So now when we change our slicer, you see this one is also changing. You see the percentage is now 38. When you go to furniture or when you go to technology, you see it is now what, Sunday and Friday. When you select second class, it is now what, Tuesday and Friday. Standard class, it is now what, Sunday and Friday. Do you see that? So it means everything is what, dynamic. Everything is dynamic here. Perfect. So now this is what management wants us to do, and then this is what you've been able to do. All right, so our dashboard is beginning to take shape, right? It is taking shape gradually. All right, so the next step is to find the total sales by week type. So uh, management wants to get more insight about whether they are getting more sales on weekdays or they are getting more sales on weekends, right? Perfect. So it will help management whenever they are staffing or whenever they are, doing their marketing or anything that they can use this, analysis to do, right? Perfect. So mainly it will help them in their marketing or their staffing decisions, right? So this is what management wants to get. So same process. Let's come to this, analysis sheet. What we are going to do again is copy the previous pivot table, and then scroll to this end, and then we are going to paste it here, and then differentiate like this, so that this is different from this, right? Perfect. All right, so now this here we are going to look get the total sales by what? By week type. So is it weekend or is it weekdays, right? Perfect. So this is what we are going to do. So now since we are done with this analysis, let me come here, scroll down. We are done with this analysis. We can, get rid of the day name here, and then we will bring what? The week type. This one too, if you are wondering how we got the week type, it is not part of the data. If you are wondering how we got it, kindly watch the first and then the second video. As I always say, we explained everything extensively there, so you'll be able to, follow everything through. So I'll leave the link in the description area or the comment section. Make sure you check that. Download the file, download the PDF. Everything is free. And please, before you continue, I'll kindly subscribe to this channel if this you are finding this video helpful. Right? Kindly subscribe to this channel, like and then share to your friends. I promise I'll give you the best videos. I'll give you real world problem. Use Excel, Power BI, SQL, and then we will all be good to go. So kindly subscribe to this channel, hit the notification icon, and then like, share, and then promote this channel so that we grow together. All right, thank you. Let's move on. All right, so now we have the sales for weekday and then the sales for weekend. So now we can clearly see that okay, weekdays are the days that we are making more sales. So from Monday to Friday, right? From Monday to Friday is where we are making more sales. So you ask yourself, why are we not getting more sales on weekend? So that's Saturdays and Sundays. Maybe people are going to church. Maybe did you get it? It might be so many reasons why sales are dropping on weekends, right? So don't worry. After everything, we are going to analyze it on the dashboard and see what is really happening. All right. So this one too, management wants to get this right. So what we can do is just uh, select the data here. Go to insert. Now this one we are going to insert donut chart, a donut chart, right? So just click on donut chart, and then it is too big, right? Perfect. Here it's too big. So what I'm going to do is to format it. So right click on this button, scroll down, come to this part, and then where it says hide all field buttons on chart. So click on that, click on the total, delete, and then with the legends, I'm not going to delete the legend, right? As this one is showing which is which. So the orange color is saying weekend and then the blue color is saying what? Weekday. So what I'm going to do rather is what? Select the chart again, go to format, sorry, design, right? Go to design, then click on what? Add chart element. So when you click on the drop down, you see legend. So when you hover on legend, click on what? Top, or you can see bottom. So I prefer bottom. So click on bottom and then you are good to go. Right, perfect. So now what we can do is also come here and then cut it, come to our dashboard, and then duplicate any shape. So select this shape and then Control D to duplicate, place it here. Make sure you take your time and then do it nicely, right? Place it here, something like this, right? And then Control V to paste. Right, let's clear this. Paste the chart here. Perfect. Perfect. So I think this is amazing, right? This looks amazing. Now, control one to remove the fill. So the fill is what the white color. Then now you see we have some border, right? We have some line around it. That is what the line. So remove the line. So see no line, right? Perfect. So we have this. But then when you see the chart, the I mean the slice itself has some white border around it. So select the chart like this, control one, come to the bucket here, and then see no line, right? Perfect. So this is what we have gotten so far. So click the chart again, control one, and then here the donut hole size is 75. Let's make sure we reduce it to something like 60. I think something like 60 is okay, right? 60 is okay. Now let's change the color. Select the blue one here, control one, come here, and then let's choose this blue color here. Select the orange color, select it, and then choose this color. So as I said, you make sure you use consistent colors, right? Use consistent colors. Perfect. Now you are not done, right? You are not done. As this is not, saying anything, it is not communicating anything to management. So we can bring the data labels like this, then we can drag it outside like this. Drag it outside like this. Why is it not moving? Okay, let me drag this one, see. So something like this. Okay, drag it like this. Perfect. So this is what we have. So this one will show the orange is this amount, and then the blue is what this amount. Now let's bring our title, duplicate, control D to duplicate, bring the title here, and then you can see instead of total sales by weekday, you can say total sales by what? Week type, right? Week type. Perfect. Now, I think we are still not communicating anything, right? We are still not communicating anything to management. Let's bring it to top like this. It's too big, right? It's too small. Perfect. All right. So what we can do is to have some insight here, right? Some insight here, like this one. So come to the analysis, and then let's return the first one, right? Let's return the first highest number, right? So go to view, bring your formula bar. So this one is too small. We could just come here, reference equal to, and reference the top one, right? But then in the future, when it changes from weekday to weekend, this one will not change. This one will still reference this, right? So it's advisable to always use a function like the large function. So this is the array. Because you're not going to copy it down, you can just leave it without locking it, and then comma, and then the first number. So we get it automatically, right? Perfect. Now we want to return the corresponding week type. So this 1554K, is it a weekday or is a weekend, right? This is what we want to get here. So let me bring this one here. Okay. So we want to get it here. So we want to say this is the first highest amount, and then this is what weekday, or this is what weekend, right? So how can we do that? This is where the index and match function comes in. So if you've gone through the first and then the second video, you should be okay with the index and the match function, right? Don't worry, I'm still, nevertheless, I'm going to, I mean, explain everything to you. So perfect. Now let's use the index function. Now the index function requires array, right? It requires an array. So I'm going to show you the 50% correct, and then when I'm done, I'll show you the 100% correct, right? So the array, this is what you want to return. You want to return this, right? Comma. Now the this number that we want to return, where which column, right? Sorry, which row can we find this number? So if you are counting, we are counting from this part here. So it's row one, this is row one, this is row two. So this 1554k is on row one. So we could just write one and then comma and then the column number. So this row is in column, the total sales, this number is in column two because this is what column one, column two, right? Two. And then let's see what will happen. So you see it is saying ref. Now let's write column one and see. We are getting it. Do you see it? Because what we want, the column that we want to return is this column, the first column, not this one, right? Perfect. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is 50% correct is that you see, we manually typed the one, right? We manually typed the one. Now, what if in the future something happens and then we add another thing to it? Now, in the future, if this one is changing, right? If this is changing to this, it means that it will change from one to two, right? So this one, we are going to get an error, right? Perfect. So this is the 50% correct. Now let me show you the 100% correct. So the 100% correct is where we merge or we combine, is where we combine the index function or index and then the match function, right? So watch it. So equal to index, the same thing, array is what this, follow it from the formula bar, right? The array is this, comma, and then the row number. Instead of we manually typing the one, right? Instead of we typing the one, that's where we can use the match function. So match, so the match function returns the position, right? Instead of the one, we are using the match, right? Perfect. So the match function requires this argument, the lookup value. So we are looking up for this value, comma, lookup array. This value, where can it be found? Where can we find this value? We can find this value in this array, right? Comma. So do you want an exact match or less than or greater than? We always want an exact match, right? So double click on the exact match and close it and then close the index and then hit enter. See, now we are getting the same weekday, right? So because this 1050 thousand 1554k is what weekday. So the same thing is what is here. Perfect. Now let's get the percentage. Something simple, right? So equal to uh, this divided by the sum of all this, right? You get the percentage. Perfect. Now select the number here, control one, select percentage. We don't want any decimal number. And hit what? Okay, so it means that we we, we only weekday contribute to what 68% of our total sales. So in this case, we will tell management that they should what focus more on what the weekday sales because this is where we are getting more sales from. Right? Perfect. Now let's bring it here. So we can say, let's duplicate this, Control D to duplicate. Then let's go and reference the 68, something like this. Then let's click this one, then come to home, format painter, and use it to format it like this. Right, perfect. Now we can bold it or we can make it big. But don't worry, I think this is okay, right? Perfect. Now we can say 68% of our total sales comes from, right? So let's duplicate this. So let's double click and then, right? So 68% of total sales comes from, right? And then we are not going to type the weekday manually, right? We are not going to type it manually. We are going to duplicate this one. Sorry. This way it is okay. So we duplicate it, and then instead of retyping this one manually, we go back and then reference this, right? So this is what we are saying. Then we can select this, copy the format, and then copy it here. So let's drag it here. Perfect. So now let's change this color. this one. Perfect. So now this is what we are saying. So we are saying that let me first of all this one. Perfect. So something like this. Let's hide formula bar. Perfect. So now we can say that uh okay. Can say that 68% of our total sales comes from what? Weekday. Right. So when you change the slices, we are still getting what? Weekday. We are still getting weekday. But then the percentage is what? Changing. Right. The percentage is what? Changing. So it means that okay, so we have weekend here. So do you see that? Do you see that? So when we come here, it means this one will be weekend. Do you see that? Yes, that's why I showed you both uh two ways. So you see, this one is not saying weekday, but it's saying weekend. So those who ordered or those who the shipping mode where the shipping mode is same day, we are having most of our sales from what weekends. So we are going to what in the future uh get more insight or deep down into this and then explain to management why this is what's happening. Right. So for now, this is what management requires us to do, and this is what we've been able to do so far. All right. So in this final step, we are going to get the total sales by the product subcategory. We're going to get the total sales by the product subcategory. Right. Perfect. All right. So as usual, I'm going to first of all turn of the data, sorry, the formula bar, duplicate the shape, minimize it like this, then place it here. So please make sure you take your time and then you design the dashboard very nicely, right? Perfect. And then let's drag it down like this. Sorry. All right. Drag it. Sorry. Perfect. Now something like this is not bad, right? Let's go to top small. Ooh. Right. I think something like this is okay. Right. Perfect. Now what can we do? Let's go to the analysis. The same process. Copy this. Control C. Come here. Let's paste it here. All right, perfect. Let's demarcate. Let's differentiate. Perfect. Now this one will be total sales by product subcategory. So I'll do it product subcat, right? Subcategory. So the same thing, we are not seeing a field list here. So select the pivot table, right click and then click on what? Show field list. So this is the field list. Now we are done with the week type. We are going to what? Product subcategory. So this is a subcategory. Drag it to the rows. So most of the things that we are doing have been on the rows, right? You can also place it at the column. So see when you place it at the column, it is what? Going horizontally, right? But then when you place it at the rows, it is going what? Vertically, right? Perfect. Now this is what we want to do. But then we don't want to represent all these numbers, right? All these subcategory on our data because it will be a lot, right? And then it will bring noise to the dashboard. So what we can do, first of all, sort this let's sort this descending, right? Let's sort it descending. Now, this is what we are going to do. We are going to represent only five at a time and then allow the users or our boss or whoever is using the dashboard to, I mean, click to, select any part that he or she wants, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. So first of all, let's come here. Let's go to developer. So if you are not seeing the developer, as I told you in the first and second video, come to file, go to options, then you see customize ribbon. Click on customize ribbon, and then you see mine, the developer is here, right? This is the developer. So you will see it here. So when you click on it, and then they click on what? Add. This is not the developer, but I'm saying if this is the developer, click on it and then click on add. It will come here and then you click on what? Okay. So this is how you get the developer tab on your ribbon. So go to developer, just come here and then go to what? Insert. Click on the drop down and then click on what? Form control, or sorry, the spin button. So when you click on it and drag like this as if you are drawing a shape, right? So this is the spin button, right? It's too large. Let's make it like this. Perfect. And then let's place it here. Now, what can we do? What can we do? So if you want to select it, just hold your control and select it. So click on right click on it and then go to format control. So click on format control and then you get this format control. So the current value, so now forget about this current value and then minimum value, right? So now let's link it to a cell. So cell link, let's link it to a cell. So come here, come to analysis, and then let's link it to this place, right? We are linking it to this place, and then click on what? Okay. So now watch here. Now you see that where we linked it is nothing is here, is zero, right? So when we click on one, two, three. So when you come here, you see three here. Do you get it? So when you click on the down part, one, two. So we are seeing only one here. Do you get it? Yes. So this is what we want to have. Now, as usual, we want to show only five, right? Only five subcategory. So we come here. First of all, let's reference the subcategory. Come here and then let's drag it here. Perfect. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to use the what do you call it? The offset function. Is it the offset? Yes, yes, it's the offset function. So what we are going to do is that if please follow me. So equal to offset, right? So let's read the intelligence. The offset returns a reference to a range that is given that is a given number of rows and columns from a given reference. So forget about the English, right? So they are saying reference. So what is the reference? Right? What is the reference? The reference is what? The first one here, comma, then what is the row? So when this one is reference, the row is number one. Why? Right? So when you move to this chairs, it will be two. When you move to storage, it will be three. So you don't want to manually type it. We want to what? Reference this one and then F4 to lock it, right? Follow me. Now, comma to column, we can skip the column, we can skip the height, then close the bracket. So there is what three comma here, three commas here, then hit enter. So now when you click on enter, now watch here. Okay, watch here. So we are getting chairs, right? Instead of starting from phones. So what can we do? Right, what can we do? Let's double click and see something here. What can we do? So with the reference, let's see if we can reference the subcategory rather, and then so that the row will be one, right? Equal to now this is it is saying phones. Do you get that? So let me delete it and do it again. So equal to offset the reference. Let's see, this is the reference, comma, and then the row we can say row number one, number two, number three, right? But then this one here represent this cell, the one in the cell represents the first one. So if this is two, represent the second one. If this is three, it represent the third one, right? So we are going to reference this and then F4 to lock it, comma. We are going to skip the column, comma again. We are going to skip the height and then comma again, and then hit what? Close the bracket, hit enter. So now it is what? Phones. So you see phones here. Now let's get the corresponding number. So phone is what? 330k. So this is it. And then let's drag it five times. One, two, three, four, five. Then you see. So when we start from phone, it'll be one, two, three, four, five. It will end at what? Binders, right? Perfect. Now let's copy the format. Let's format it here. So now if you don't understand, don't worry. Don't worry. When we insert the chart, you understand what I'm trying to say. Perfect. So now you see this is one. So it is starting from phone. Now when you go to the dashboard and then increase the number to maybe 2, it will ignore the phone and then start from chess. Let me demonstrate that. So you see now this is what 1. Now come here, click on 2, 3. So now come here, you see now it is not starting from phone again. It is starting from the third one. So 1, 2, 3 is what storage. Then it will give you 5. So 1, 2, 3, and then you start from here and then return 5 of the subcategories, right? Perfect. So this is what, sorry, this is what we want to get. Now we can come here, right click, and then go to format control. Now you see we skipped the current value. The current value is 3, right? The minimum value should be what? 1, right? The minimum value should be 1. Okay, let's check for the maximum. The maximum should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17, right? So let's right click again, go to format control, then the maximum value instead of 30,000, we are saying what? 17, right? And then hit what? Okay, perfect. Now we can use this for our chart. Control B, can use this for our chart, right? So select everything. Let's go and then insert sorry, this chart rather. Yes, yes. Click on it and then you see this is what we want. Let's format the chart as usual, and let's delete the number because we are going to activate the data label, right? Now we want to have uh we want this one to show in descending order, right? This one is showing descending, but this one is showing ascending. So what we can do, first of all, let me minimize, reduce the size. Perfect. Now what we can do is select this label here, Control 1, come whilst on the bar here, right? On the bar here, scroll down, then you see categories in reverse order. So let's click on it and see. Do you see that? So when you off it, you see it is showing like this. When you turn it on, this is how it is showing, right? So this one looks more professional. Let's reduce the size. Let's come here. Then what can we do? What can we do? So now let's click on the bars, Control 1 again. Let's make it I think, let's see 100. Let's see how it is. I think 100 is okay, right? 100 is okay. So let's first of all, should we cut it? Okay, control X to cut. Let's come here, clear this, and then control V to paste. So now this is what we are getting, something like this, right? Perfect. So now our chart doesn't look nice. So select the chart, control 1, no fill, no line, right? And then select the bars, right? I don't like 100. Let me reduce it to maybe 60. Okay, 60 is okay. Now let's come to the color and let's change it to maybe this, something like this, right? Or let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry. Let's choose this blue one. Perfect. Now select the chart, click on the plus, and then click on what? Data labels. Perfect. So select the chart like this and then reduce this so that we have all the data labels showing perfectly like this, right? Perfect. So this is what we've got in so far. Now watch here. Now it is saying storage, tables, binders, machines, and accessories. When I click on this, you see it is changing. It's no more starting from table, but it's starting from starting from storage. It's starting from tables. So the more you click, the more you get it. But watch here. When I click to the last part, you see we are getting an error here, right? We are getting some error here. So what can we do? We can control the maximum, right? We can control the maximum. So watch here. So the maximum should be 13, right? The maximum should be 13. So now let's come here, right? Click on this format control, and then instead of 17, let's make it 13. Sorry, sorry, 13. Okay, so now watch here. This is 13, right? When you click on this one, nothing is going to show, right? It will still be on 13 because we've set the maximum to what? 13. So this is what you've gotten, right? Perfect. Now let's get the title, duplicate. Let's come here. Let's stretch it a bit, and then let's see total sales by product sub sub categories, right? Perfect. Now control and then select this. Let's shift this here. We can reduce this. Perfect. Something like this, right? And then let's extend this. Perfect. Okay, this one. Let's make it a little big. Okay, so now let's go to the analysis and let's see some of the insight that we can get. Now, we want to return the top three, right? We want to, sorry, the top five, right? You want to return the top five. So what can we do? Um, so let's come here and reference the top five. So equal to this, comma, this, comma, this, comma, this, comma, and this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's see what you are going to get here. So there's a problem with the formula, right? So what can we do because of the, so we have error. So now what I want to do is I want to select this equal to the phone, and then I'll bring my double quote, sorry, comma, double, I bring comma. All right, so double, I'll concatenate it first. So I'll select the first one, concatenate it with what? A comma, like this. Follow me closely and concatenate it again. Select the second one, sorry, concatenate it, bring my quotation, space, comma, close the open double quote, concatenate it again, select this one, concatenate, bring my double quote, space, comma, close the double quote, concatenate again. Follow, just follow what I'm doing, right? Concatenate, uh, bring my double, open my quote, space, comma, close it, concatenate it with the last one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then hit enter. Now, do you see that? So I'm saying phones, chairs, storage, tables, binders, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, watch here. I'm going to duplicate this, Control D, sorry, place it here, right? Bring my formula bar. Now, watch me. So inside this equal to, I'm going to reference this. So do you see that? Perfect. Now the comma is not showing well. So now let me edit it. I don't have to get a space here. I don't want to have a space. Sorry, I don't have to have a space here. I don't want to have a space. And I don't want to have a space, and then hit enter. So now watch here. So this is what I'm seeing. Don't worry, you understand it, right? You understand it. Okay, so let's change the font color to this. And let's bold it. Okay, let's unbold it rather. Perfect. So now Watch here. When I change the cursor, sorry, the slicer, you see it is changing. So watch here. The first class is phones, chairs, copiers, binders, tables, right? When I change it to second class, it is saying chairs, phones, storage. Do you get it? It is changing automatically, right? So when you watch here without going to the analysis, you know that okay, so under first class, we are having forget about this one. This is not the top one, right? We are just showing the first five at a glance. But this shows what the total, the top five, right? This shows the top five, right? Perfect. So this is what we want to get. Now let's let's bring this one down a little. Let's duplicate this one and then write something under it. So okay, so we can see uh, phones, chairs, copiers, binders, tables, drove the highest sales, representing, oh, sorry. Then we bring the percentage, right? Representing what percent? Duplicate and then bring the percentage somewhere here. Representing this percent, right? So now let's select the percentage, come here, equal to, then, okay, so we've not done the percentage yet. So let's, first of all, let's come here. Let's do the percentage, right? So out of this, we want to get the same thing that we did, sorry, earlier on. So select here, so equal to the sum of the top five, right? Close it, divided by the sum of everything here, right? And then close it and hit enter. So this is what we are getting. Control one, go to percentage. Let's clear. So we are seeing 3%, right? Because we have slices here. Now let's deactivate the slices. Let's come here. Then you see 5%. Are we getting the correct thing? Are we getting the correct thing? I'm not sure. It's not supposed to be 5%. All right. Um, Let me check something. So let's equal to the sum of these numbers. Are we getting? Okay, don't worry. Close it, divided by the sum of all the numbers here. Right. Close it and then hit enter. Still getting 5%, right? Let's see. Right. So I know where the problem is coming from. So these ones are not the top five, right? These ones are not the top five. They are the ones that we are just showing right now, right? Perfect. So if we want to get the if we want to get the top five, right? Let's reference this, right? Because this is the top five, right? Because we have sorted it. So one, two, three, four, five. Perfect. So now we can use this one rather. Now let's shift to this one. Yeah. Perfect. Now we can say equal to the sum of this. So this is the top five, right? Close it, divided by the sum of all these. Perfect. Let's close it and hit enter. So perfect. This is what we want to get. Control one, percentage, no decimal points. So 56, right? So this becomes what? The top five sales, right? This is the top five. All right. So now let's come here, select select this. Then let's go and reference the 56. Enter. So select this, go to home, click on the format painter, come here and then select this. You see that? Perfect. So now this is what you've been able to get so far. All right, this is what you've been able to get so far. So now as we select this, sorry, see this one is, let's do something like this. So as you select this, the percentage is not changing because the percentage only relates to what the top five. This is just the five that we are showing at a glance, right? Perfect, perfect. But when we select this, the percentage you see it is changing, right? Perfect. Now we are almost done. It is left with what the slicer that we have to get for the month and what the year. So this one is very simple. Just select anywhere in the pivot table, go to what do you call it? Pivot table analyze, right? And then you see insert, right? Insert slicer, or you can go to insert and you can see slicer. So both of them works the same way. So now let's insert month and what years, right? Perfect. So month and years and then click okay. So this is what we have right now. So select the two of them, Control X to cut, and then let's paste them here. So let's bring them here. Perfect. Now what we are going to do is to select the month, have two column, right? Two column like this. Perfect. But the year should have only one column because it is very uh, small. Now what you can do is select this slicer, right? Go to slices and then select the first one, what we have already edited, right? Perfect. Select this one to the year and then select what we have already edited. So now we don't want to see the headings, right? So select the slicer, or you can control to select both of them. Go to slicer, then come here, slicer settings. Click on it, and then deselect the display headings, and then okay. So then you see we don't have any headings here. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Let's select only this one. Let's something like this. Sorry, something like this. This one, something like this. So please make sure you take your time and then you design it nicely, right? So let's place it here. Let's get this one too. Okay. Use the size like this. Shift it down. Perfect. Now let's come here. Let's reduce the size like this. Shift it here. Right. Just take your time and then do something very nicely. All right. So now we have the slices. Right. Now we have the slices. To make sure they have the same height. Let's something like this. Right. Perfect. Still have to do the height. Perfect. So if you want to go down, you just have to scroll. Perfect. Now, this is what we've done so far, right? This is what we've done. So when I click on January, only this one is what being selected, right? So I'll go back, select the slicer, go to slicer, and report connection. So you see that only pivot table 9 has been what selected. So it is always advisable to name your pivot table, right? As we don't know which chart is pivot table 1 or something, right? So to do that, let's come here. Let's the first one. This one is KPI. We've already named it. This one is what the month. Select it. Go to pivot table, analyze, and then let's name it this one to what month, and then enter. Let's come here. Let's select this. Go to pivot table, analyze, and then let's name this one to what yes, enter. Perfect. So you have to do this whilst you insert the pivot table, right? Select this, go to pivot table, analyze, pivot table, analyze, and then let's do days, enter. This one we are going to do week type. So week type, enter. And then this one is what sub category. So sub underscore. Make sure you don't have any space, right? Categories, enter. So now let's go to the dashboard. Let's select the what do you call it? The month slicer, come to slicer and then come to report connections. Now do you see that? You see it has been renamed. So it is very easy for you to know the slicer, the chart that you are selecting, right? So we don't want to select the years and then the month, but we want to select the KPI, the days, and the week type. So when we click on January, February, we don't want the year chart to respond. We don't want the month chart to also respond. So that is that. And then when you select month, year, let's go report connection, same thing. But then this one, we are not going to select the years, but we are going to select all these ones. Okay. So now when I hit January, you see everything will be changing as apart from this and this, right? Perfect. And then 2015, 2014, you see that. But when I hit 2014, this chart is responding, right? Perfect. So this is what we want to get. Now, assuming you are done with everything, and then you want to, let's say you select this slicer, and then you have selected this slicer. You want to, what do you call it? Cancel the slices, right? So you just have to hold your control and then reselect them back. Or you can have something like this. Let's duplicate this and let me show you. So when you click on it once, everything will be gone. Sorry. So it will be, sorry. Select this. Let's delete this. Let's do it. Uh, clear, clear filter, right? Clear filter. So let's minimize it like this. Let's paste it here. So now, what we are going to do is now make sure no slicer is selected, right? Make sure no slicer is selected. So what we are going to do is go to the developer tab, go to record macros. So click on record macro, macros, and then rename it to clear filters, no spaces. Okay, so now the macro is what being recorded, right? So anything, any click that you make on the dashboard will be recorded, right? So when I click this, I click this, click this, click that, and I go back, then I can stop recording the macro, right? So whilst the macro is it's not recording, whilst the macro is not recording again, you can come here, select the text box like this, right click, and then go to what? Assign macro. So click on assign macro, and you see we have clear filters. These are the ones that we did in the first and second videos, right? So you see clear filters, select clear filters, and then click on OK. So now let's try that and see. So now this becomes what? A link. So let's select this, and then hit delete, and let's see if it will be cleared for us. So only part of our data was cleared, right? Only part of our data was cleared. So this is how you are going to go about it. So just take your time and then go about it, right? Take your time and do everything nicely. So let me deselect all the slices here. Perfect. So guys, this is what we've been able to do. This is what we've been able to do as management required from us. We've been able to do this. So when you click on this, you see everything will be what? Responding perfectly. Everything will be what? Responding perfectly. So guys, this is what you've done. This is what you've done. So thank you very much for sticking with me to the end of this tutorial. And please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. Don't forget to like and then share too. And I promise I'll give you the quality video. I'll give you real world problems using Excel, Power BI, and then SQL. Thank you very much, and then see you in my subsequent tutorials.